gentlemen, we will go ahead and get started. This is the first mission of Operation Nordic Thunder. Brief sit rep of what's going on is the NLF, or the Northern Liberation Front, has now declared themselves a independent nation from the Nordic countries whose land they have occupied. There's essentially been a cold conflict between NATO and the NLF, and it looks like it is very quickly going to turn hot based on the continuing escalation in the region. Task Force Trident has been deployed to support combat operations in the area when and if they kick off, notably to retake this land and prevent another regional conflict similar to what's going on in Ukraine. So tonight we've arrived in theater and we'll be working on collecting intelligence around what the NLF is doing, what assets they have, and what their plans are. They are very familiar with our sources and methods for intelligence collection, so at this point we are very limited in what we know about what they're doing, what their plans are, and what equipment they have. And so tonight's mission is very heavily focused around gaining additional intelligence about their movements, about their equipment, and about their intentions. So tonight, for the Navy side, we're going to be doing a coastal patrol near Bodo and Andoya, which are two ports that also have airfields that are currently occupied by the NLF. We're going to try and get a feel of what's in that area, be it air defenses, aircraft, things like that. I would definitely expect there to be a Russian patrol presence in the area. We definitely want to hold our fire unless we are engaged or unless we receive orders from Crossroads. Otherwise, we should be holding our fire. For Air Force and Army assets down to the south, very similar story. You guys are going to be departing out of Calix, and you guys are going to be focused on identifying where there are troop concentrations of the NLF along the border of Norway and Sweden, and should also be doing your best to ascertain what SAM systems are deployed along that border and further inland, and what aircraft are operating in the area. If you guys have reviewed the intelligence reports, you should know that we believe that the NLF are going to attempt a probing attack, but the location and method of that attack is currently unknown. So definitely be on alert tonight and make sure you guys are paying attention to any text messages that come on screen from Crossroads. So again, we do have very high confidence that they are going to attempt to probe us tonight with direct attacks through unknown mediums as Task Force Trident begins our operations in the area. We have very limited intelligence on the NLF's intentions, deployments, and movements due to their extensive knowledge of our sources and methods. It's definitely recommended that tonight we do more intel collection, so utilizing our T-pods to scan the border, utilizing our radars and SA page to determine, and RWR to determine what SAM systems are deployed in the area, to try to probe the border regions to see if we get any sort of response, and to start formulating plans to create a second front to divert NLF forces from the main Sweden-Norwegian border. So Felix, tonight you guys are going to be conducting defensive counter-air along the coastline, again near Bodo and Andoya. If we do see NLF or Russian assets in the area, we do want to move and attempt to make visual contact with them. If there is a hostile intent, such as locking you, firing on you, or receiving direct orders from Crossroads, you should not engage those aircraft. For night, we're going to be doing very similar, but we'll be more recon focused, looking at the coastline and those two ports, Andoya and Bodo. We're also going to be trying to determine what sort of SAM systems are in the area, and both Felix and Knight should be prepared to support Spectre and Ghost Rider on their tasking, which we'll cover. Ronan is going to be taking care of the recon on the western side of Calyx, so moving along the border, utilizing their harm pods, and trying to determine what SAMs are operating in that area, in addition to triangulating with their harm pods and getting specific coordinates of where those assets are placed at. Spectre is going to be doing border reconnaissance as well from a much more low level, and should be able to get very high quality intelligence pictures on where there are checkpoints and troop massings along the border. Spectre is also going to attempt to gain intel on the airbase that is about 20 miles inland from where Calyx is at, and attempt to see what's going on in that area. Tiger is going to be doing border patrol out to the east, and we'll also be looking at the port of Kimi Torino, which is the NLF's only port that has access to the Baltic. So definitely expect them to have some naval vessels there, and we want to get eyes on and determine what assets they currently possess and have in that area. Finally, we are inserting a Special Forces team, which will be inserted via CH-47 with a Apache escort. They are going to get direct eyes on Bodo Airfield and provide us with high quality intelligence photos, which are going to be utilized for downstream planning operations. Weather tonight is not great, but not terrible. We do have 10 statute miles of visibility. There is isolated snow showers in the area. We have overcast at 9,000, broken at 23,000, and broken at 31,000. It will be just slightly above freezing. Altimeter 3003. Mission start time will be at noon, so we're expecting full light throughout the duration of the operation tonight. For communications, for the Bodo area, we have Wizard up and will be providing AWACS coverage for us, so Knight and Felix should be monitoring that. Ghost Rider and the Spectre escort will be on 270 Strike 1 to coordinate that insertion. If for any reason they run into trouble, Spectre or Ghost Rider, you guys can always get in contact with the Navy assets in the area on 268. And likewise, if Navy assets see any immediate threats to that insertion, we can switch over to 270 and get in contact with them. For Calyx, we have Dark Star on the southern border area, operating on 260, and then Warlord on 254 for the Spectre assets and any other assets that are attempting to get eyes on that airfield at Vidsel. For coordination codes, we only have two. Slingshot engaged is when SEAL Team 10 will be inserted, and Cougar loose is what's going to be called if Spectre is under fire and needs assistance. For supporting assets, we only have the two AWACS aircraft up. We have no tankers up in the air tonight because there really shouldn't be any need. Now, the exception to that is we do have a recovery tanker at the fleet in case anybody runs into trouble while trapping, but there are no other high-altitude tankers operating. For ground forces, there are multiple Swedish and Norwegian checkpoints along the NLF border, so definitely make sure, Spectre, you guys are looking out for those as you're patrolling and looking across the border and seeing if the NLF is lining up troops anywhere in particular. ROE, all squadrons are cleared to enter NLF territory at your discretion. I would highly anticipate that anybody that proceeds deep into NLF territory will get engaged, be it by aircraft or SAMs, so really think through it before you do it. If NLF do fire upon Blue 4 forces, we are cleared to engage those assets that fire upon us, but we should not be engaging first. We are cleared to engage any NLF forces that enter Blue 4 territory. For entering Blue 4 territory, there is a clearly defined border by Calyx, and for the fleet, if we get anything within 40 miles, make sure you guys call over Wizard and get confirmation from myself, but if they get within 40 miles of the fleet, we are going to be cleared to engage them. And if we get any specific orders from Crossroads via text message that gives us clearance to engage, we are allowed to. No cluster munitions. Nobody asked for them tonight, and there's no reason to use them. Do not, absolutely do not enter Russian airspace, and the same thing goes for Russian aircraft. Absolutely do not engage Russian aircraft that may be flying around without Crossroads approval or without talking to Dustin for Air Force and Army assets at Calyx, or myself for assets for Navy assets. Launch recovery, so Army and Air Force will both be operating out of Calyx. Active runway is 14. You do have a TACAN and ILS active. For the boat, we'll be doing Case 1, launch and arrival at the boat, standard TACAN, standard frequencies. For the AO tonight, you can see that red border with the dotted line and the solid line. That is the current border of NLF territory up to the north, and then NATO-controlled territory to the south. So right on the edge. So you guys are going to have to be very cognizant of that operating out of Calyx. Fleet's over here off to the left side of this picture, and again, Bodo here is down here, and Ndoya is up here, and we want to try to approach that area, see what's going on, see what aircraft are operating in the area, and if possible, specifically for the 18s, get our T-pods pointed at that direction. For the insertion of the SEAL team, they're going to be inserting to the island of Bolga, where they will take their Zodiacs to get closer to Bodo and get eyes on. That total flight time is going to be about an hour there and back. So we do have ships about 50 miles off the coast that will be launching and recovering that 47 and the 64. For Knight and Ronin, again, Knight 2 is going to be reconning that northern area at Ndoya. Knight 1, the southern area near Bodo, down to this southern area. And Ronin's going to be taking the far western area of the border. For Spectre, you guys are going to be taking this border area that's pretty close to Calyx and attempting to get eyes on Witzel as well. Definitely use caution if you are going to proceed across that border. I would suggest if you are getting locked by anything, you just fly back. Don't continue to press it. There's no reason to. For Tiger, your primary objective is Kimi Torino and this border area out to the east. That is all I have for tonight. Go ahead and break it down into squadrons unless there are questions for the task force level.
201, elevator 1, taxi cat 1.
Three is down, right? I saw in the brief, or we're not using 3.
Yeah, don't use 3 unless the line's empty, which it looks like it is, so you might be alright.
Roger.
203, taxiing from elevator 3 to cat 3. Taxiing elevator 4, cat 4.
gonna go to waypoint 1 or waypoint 2 first?
Waypoint 1.
I'll launch after you.
201 intention, Cat 1, switching button 3.
200 in kitchen.
Alright, I'm running up.
Switching button 3.
I'm on the roll. Lead copies. Once I get to 7 miles, I'll start a left-hand turn directly towards waypoint 1. I'll climb to Angels 2. I won't climb any higher just to stay below the clouds and have you catch up, and you can reform combat spread, or combat cruise, your choice.
2. Leaving carrier airspace, switching wizard. Two requests for right.
Clear to rejoin.
2.
Leveling off Angels 2.
2.
Sorry about that. I was following the TACAN.
2.
I didn't realize how close you were.
Checking in on Wizard. Night 2, Night 1 has you Lima Charlie on Wizard. Lima Charlie, have it the same.
Alright, flight will start a 5-degree climb up to, looks like Angels 33 for now, and we'll just hold 300 knots.
2.
Alright, bring the nose up.
Interrogative, if you talk to Ghost Rider at all.
Have not yet. Have not heard them on the channel.
Looks like they might be airborne. Separate.
Alright, they're airborne already, and they've got about 15 minutes to go.
That's quick.
Yeah.
They must be moving.
Well, it's going to be a short flight for them if it's just 15 minutes there, 15 minutes back.
Yeah, agreed. Maybe they'll slot in and go help the rest of the rotary.
I'm going to maintain heading 080 just to kind of get in the middle of the two so we could be closer to Bodo or Volga if they need help.
Tiger 4-2, Night 1-2.
Send traffic 442.
Hey, 4-2, if you have comms with Spectre, advise them that their flight that is landing the SEAL team is clear to rejoin and do reconnaissance once they complete their operation. They are going to be drop-off complete in 15 mics.
Copy that. Wizard 1-1-1. Request picture. Spectre 1-1, Tiger 4-2.
Oh, there's the snow.
Yeah, it's really interesting that it's not falling at surface level and only up in the clouds.
Hope you got your engine heat on.
Did that on the boat.
Same.
I was not risking it for the biscuit.
Spectre 1-1, Tiger 4-2.
Let's go ahead and fence in air to air and go ahead and put music to receive.
2 fenced in, stayed 15.4.
1 fenced in, 15.2.
Wizard Felix to 1, flight of 1, Tomcat 100 miles, 240 from Cap Rudolph, alibis. 1 Tomcat is grounded because of technical issues.
Felix, Night 1, copies all.
Tu-142s detected approaching Andoya.
Felix and Night 2, do you copy Crossroads message?
Felix 2 copies Crossroads. Night 2, copy.
Push the nose down to about 3 degrees now.
Night 1-2, Tiger 4-2.
Night 1-2.
Make contact with Spectre. They have no comms with Ghost Rider from the distance and terrain being in the way. He advised if you want to try reaching them on strike 1.
Wilco. 1, this is 2.
Go.
Spectre Actual was requesting you let Ghost Rider know that they can do recon with the rest of Spectre Element when their mission complete, since it looks like they will be done pretty quick.
Wilco. Spectre. Alright, message passed.
Tiger 4-2, Night 1-2.
Send traffic.
Advise Spectre Actual message has been communicated.
I've got Spectre on SA at about
4-2, copy.
120.
Concur. Your SA page, your article.
Wizard Felix 1.
That's not a 1, that's a EWR.
Felix, go ahead.
Felix 1's en route to Cap Branch as frag.
Felix 1, Night 1 copies all, and confirming you received Crossroads messages about the T-142s.
Affirmative, Felix copies the message.
Copy all Felix, sit rep to follow. Ghost Rider is approximately 10 mics out from landing the SEAL team. All other squadrons are proceeding as fragged.
This cloud cover isn't terrible. We might be able to poke some holes in and get some eyes on the land.
Agreed, I see some water like off to my right.
Felix 2, Felix 1. Go for 2. Since Nandoya is closer to your point, are you going to be taking the tasking of intercepting those TUs?
Yep, Rudder, Felix 2 copies en route to intercept.
Felix 1, thanks.
Yeah, so it looks like on land we've got a search radar, an unknown, and a EWR.
Wonderful.
Alright, so that search radar just turned into an EWR, so now 3 EWRs showing on the RWR.
Oh,
There we go. Alright, there's a big bird and a clamshell, so we can probably safely say there is an SA-10.
concur.
We'll go ahead and level off here at, actually I'll continue climb up to Angels 31, you can level off here at Angels 30, and we can just patrol our route.
2. And I'm waypoint designated on 3, and I'll let you know if I'm able to see anything.
Lead copies. If we get to the point where we can't find good holes in the clouds, we may have to duck down underneath to 9.
2. If we do that, you want one person to stay up high, one person go low.
Yeah, affirm. Alright, fixed wing, pair of fixed wing flight has just left Bodo.
Copy that. Nothing on SA yet.
Same.
We're gonna be in that SA.
I've got the radar pointed down looking like.
421.
Well, I've only got the BB, the clamshell's gone away, so I'm not sure how close we are to it.
Go for Ronan. What's your altitude currently? What is currently Angel 7.5? Good copy. Tiger 4 is descending down to 7,000 to prosecute the target. That crossroads is called out. Running 1 copies.
1's gonna turn towards waypoint 3 to get the radar on Bodo.
2.
Alright, same. I'm turning out.
2's doing the same.
Engaged, defending SA-10.
99 all assets. Night 1 is engaged by an SA-10 at Moto. Disengaging from the area. Use caution.
One's currently flowing out 310, getting below the clouds, trying to shake this missile. One's going music on.
Wizard 111, request picture.
Alright, I think I defeated the missile. Just got a spike, that's all.
2, safe travel.
I'm coming back up. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna stay low. What's your altitude?
Save altitude, flight level 300.
Roger. I'll just stay low since I'm already below the cloud deck, and I'll see if I can't get some intel on Bodo from here.
Copy that. I will orbit the area and let you know if anything pops up on SA.
Lead copies.
This is 2. What's that taking off out of Bodo?
I'm not sure. I don't see anything yet on radar or through my T-pod.
Okay, copy that. I see something, unless that's your T-pod on SA page.
Oh, if you're looking at the one symbol, it's my T-pod.
Copy that.
Nails 29 at my 12 o'clock, bearing 105.
99 all stations. Night 1 has detected a pair of MiG-29s departing Bodo at this time.
Yep, I got 2 of them. Angels 3. They're coming towards me. I'm turning out.
2. I'm turning those on them. I'm not locking them, just tracking.
Felix, Night 1, tracking pair, MiG-29s, just departing Bodo. Angels 5, tracking west.
Felix 1 copies, monitoring. Body spike, 18.
Hey, just be advised, Ghost Rider came in contact with 2 boats and eliminated them.
Copy that. Felix, Night 1. Are you seeing that there's a drone?
Night 1, which Felix, 1 or 2?
Interrogative, which Felix is near Bodo?
Felix 1, go.
Hey, Felix 1, reference crossroads message. It sounds like we might have a drone getting airborne. If possible, can you move to engage it? Caution SA-10 near Bodo.
Felix 2 will depart our cap to investigate possible drone.
I highly recommend that you guys visually confirm before engaging to ensure it's not the MiG-29s. However, use your discretion.
Felix copies. Can we get a bullseye reference last known?
We'll provide when able. I just have the crossroads message at this time, but if I pick them up on SA, we'll advise.
Felix 1.
Be advised, the MiG-29s are bullseye 282 for 21, Angels 20. Continuing to track west. Okay, the 29s just popped up on my SA. I'm underneath you.
Copy.
With those 29s high up at Angels 24 and climbing, I'm going to continue to put my nose back on Bodo and see what I can see.
Copy that. I'll continue tracking the 29s if you can try and locate the drone for Felix.
Yeah, roger.
What's your state? I'm at 12-0.
I'm at 10-7.
there is a drone, I would imagine it's going to be at decently low level, probably right below the cloud cover.
Yeah, roger. I'm searching. I'm not even sure if the radar is going to be able to pick it up.
What's that on your SA page to the left?
That's the 29s. Be advised, slingshot engaged.
Slingshot engaged. Tiger 4-2, night 1.
Start traffic for 4-2.
Slingshot engaged. I passed slingshot engaged.
Alright, I've got
Copy,
eyes
Steve.
on a SAM
Slingshot
system. Just off the coastline of the runway at Bodo. Looks like it's possibly either an SA-11 or SA-3.
Copy, I have visual on the MiG-29s, they're flying below me. Mod SA-10.
Wizard, Night 2, Spike, Fulcrum, R6, currently west of Bullseye.
Eyes on a pair of bombers, it looks like, at Bodo as well.
Type? Night 2, night 1.
I can't tell.
Spike.
Spike 29, 010.
Are they shooting at you or just spiking you?
They were spiking me, and they
Say
have
again,
not
last
shot.
station.
They look like they're right on your 6.
Hey, I'm hit. Engage them.
Roger.
Bailing out. Copy that. Interrogative. Did you guys engage the infiltration team?
That might have been Spectre or Ronin.
200 taxi Cat 1.
Night 1-2, Tiger 4-2, just confirming confirmation from Ronin that they are engaging that infiltration.
They just flashed the drone.
As we speak.
Night 1-2. Attention Cat 1, switching button 3. Tomcat that got shot down just took off. I'm getting ready to take off behind him.
Roger.
Night 1, Night 2.
Go for night 1.
We just splashed both those escorts for those bombers. Do you think we should stick with the bombers and escort, or move to Andoya to continue Raki?
Are you able to hand those bombers off to Felix too?
I'll try and raise them on Wizard.
I think Felix 2 was the one that got shut down.
I got eyes on Type 54 in the port of Bodo.
Roger, looks like they're turning on reciprocal back to the north at this time.
Phoenix 1 copies. We're going to move north to Cap Rudolph.
Eyes on another ship in Bodo. It looks like it could be a Type 54 also.
Say again, 2 Type 54s?
There's 2 ships. Can't really tell if they're 54s because they're kind of pointing at me, but they are definitely of the destroyer, possibly Corvette class.
Copy that. Let's hope the SEAL team can take good pictures. I just left carrier airspace. I'm proceeding direct to waypoint 1.
Roger. Be advised, I'm at 6.1 on the gas.
Copy that.
Defending SA-10. Do we have an index time?
Top of the hour.
Roger. I may need to go hit that tanker.
If we need to go back earlier, we can. Interrogative,
Roger.
was there a second drone spotted, or only the one?
Negative. I think they only splashed the one.
.99 all stations, 912. Can I get a sit rep from all elements?
Phoenix 1, to ship remains moving cap to Cap Rudolph. Currently spiked SA-10 from the west, from the east.
Night 2 still conducting recce in our AO. Splashed 2 hostile SE-30 escorts.
And all
You know, by the
stations,
time today is done-
912, make sure you're back on the boat by the top of the hour. If you're low state, feel free to head back as soon as you hit low state. I don't think we should be expecting too much more.
I was just gonna say, I think I might have run this SA-10 out of missiles.
1-2, Tiger 4-2, be advised that infiltration convoy is dead.
Tiger 4-2, Night 1-2, copies all, break. Be advised, all Navy assets are going to be back on the boat by the top of the hour. Some are heading back due to low fuel state. I don't think we're expecting too much more, so when you guys feel you are recon complete, feel free to RTB.
USAF copy.
Alright, 1-1 is at Joker. Since I'm low level, I don't have enough gas probably to continue out here.
2 copies all. I'll flow into the area, burn some gas, see what I can see. Are you going to head home?
Yeah, A-firm. Currently defending the SA-10 again. I can see where the smoke trails are. They're definitely in the vicinity of waypoint 3. They may actually be more inland to the east, but I can't get eyes on it.
2.
Alright, 1-1's gonna be RTB, fencing out state 4.1.
2's gonna flow in, try and see what I can see, and then I will RTB. I'll be back on the boat by the top of the hour.
Roger.
.99 all stations, Night 1-1 is Joker fuel and is RTB at this time. Night 1-2 is proceeding back on station for recce. 1, this is 2, interrogative. How many ships did you count?
2.
I see 3.
Roger.
Looks like there's one right in front of the main city, and then you got the 2 in the big deep water port area.
Yeah, so the big deep water port is what I got, so you might want to get cords on the city one.
Okay. Pod for this.
Yeah. The only thing was I was concerned about losing T-pods if we died, and I wanted to keep the lightnings in reserve just so that we have the option of the center line or the cheek.
Fair. I'm seeing those bombers. They look like Su-24s.
Yeah, because it's possible NATO, I have no idea how to identify
Phoenix 1 departing Cap Rudolph, intercept possible MiG-29s, bullseye 355 for 110.
Felix, Knight 1-2, NLF forces have demonstrated hostile intent. You are clear to engage. MiG-29s.
Phoenix 1 copies. Clear to engage.
Knight 2, not sure what your fuel state looks like, but if you can support Felix, please do.
Knight 2, we just turned RTB on Joker. If it's not too much out of our way, we could maybe swing by and help.
Knight 2, Knight 1, Knight 1-2 has plenty of fuel at 12.8. I can head that way, but I'm a ways out.
Interrogative, what was the last known bullseye reference on that fulcrum?
Wizard 111. Request bogey dope.
Not sure, Knight 2.
And Knight 2, Phoenix 1, last bullseye we gave was your position.
Knight 2A from, yeah, we passed a, what looked like a fulcrum on its way back to presumably Andoya that we turned cold from.
Copy that, Phoenix. We'll continue north and make sure it heads away.
Felix, can you confirm altitude? Is he at 14,000, 14,000?
Phoenix 1, they're still searching for that bandit. On our essay page, it looks like the bandit at Angels 14 is headed directly towards Bullseye. Phoenix 1. Wizard 911, switching over to Mother.
I believe the fulcrum we passed is currently at 7,000, bullseye 039er for 146. I think he's on final for Andoya, no factor.
912. Felix, if you're able to identify and engage this bandit that we're picking up outside Bodo, you're clear to engage with a Phoenix. However, use caution. SA-10 in the area would not approach.
Phoenix 1 copies. Defending SA-10. Phoenix 1, Fox 3, second missile.
Helix, use extreme caution. We're entering the SA-10 weapons range.
Phoenix copies.
Helix, be advised, getting a MiG-29 possibly coming out of Andoya on SA page. Unsure if airborne at this time.
Phoenix copies. We're gonna RTB.
Helix, Knight 1-2, I'll follow you all.
Wizard, Knight 2-1 in flight, pushing off net to contact Mother RTB.
Phoenix 1 flight departing Cap Rudolph, RTB. Approaching to approach. Phoenix 1 check. Good check. Hornet ball, state 1.3.
BRC for mother.
Calus traffic, Tiger 4-1.
169.
5 miles to the southeast, going to be entering a left downwind for runway 14.
Thank you.
Knights be advised, BRC is 169.
Entering the left downwind, runway 14. the announcement, and so I'm like, oh gosh, maybe it didn't go well, so I won't bring it up.
Well, I gotta wait a couple more weeks, I guess.
You're gonna do great.
Thanks, man. What is that Hornet doing all the way up there?
Saving fuel.
That's exactly it. What's your guys' state, by the way?
Low state 5.3.
You guys can land ahead of me. I'll proceed direct to 3,000 if you guys go straight down to 2.
Copy that. We'll take 2. Holding hands with 104, marking moms 060 for 68, descending past Angels 20. Low state 5.2, will report to you at 10.
105, Union Marshal, case 1 recovery, visibility 10, ceiling 9,000 overcast, VRC 169, and Marshal Angels 2.
Felix 1 copies VRC 169.
Marshal 200, marking bomb 055 for 62, descending through flight level 320. Will report and receive at 10, descending 3,000.
200, Union Marshal, case 1 recovery, visibility 10, ceiling 9,000 overcast, VRC 169, and Marshal Angels 3.
Chalice traffic. Tiger 41 clear, runway 14 at uniform 4. Taxi
Marshal 202, holding hands with 203, see you at 10.
202, update state and switch tower, clear commence.
Update state 3.6.
Altitude. Altitude.
See you at 10.
200, clear to commence, and switch button 2.
200.
Ball 2.8. Roger ball, right for lineup on glide slope. Hold what you got.
Night 2, welcome home. Don't forget to proceed back to spectators first before exiting.
Wilco.
Rudder. Clear that way, green deck.
Commencing. 200 Hornet Ball, stay 3.1.
Roger ball, lined up left on glide slope. Approaching center line. Shifting right on glide slope. Drifting left. Little right for lineup. Little power. Two-wire, welcome aboard.
201.
Nice landing.
Didn't feel very nice.
Yeah, it looked like you held your AOA.
Glide slope looks pretty good all the way. A couple overcorrections on lineup, but definitely not the worst I've ever seen.
Bingo. Bingo.
Approaching glide slope, approaching center line. Drifting left. Little power. Power. 3-wire, welcome aboard.
Bingo. Bingo.
Contact ball 4.1.
Roger ball, lined up left, little low.
Bingo. Bingo.
Right for lineup. Right for lineup. Power. Approaching glide slope, approaching center line. Little high. Come left, little cut.
Bingo. Bingo.
Hold what you got. One wire, welcome aboard.